It does feel a bit weird. It feels weird because he was at the public workout, and then just like that, he got real ill, and there was no real statement. There's no real proof or doctors. There's nothing. There's nothing that, like you said, there's nothing that's come out, and even after the fight, nothing's come out. So it feels a bit weird, and it feels a bit strange that during that time that Usyk started calling out Dubois saying he wants him next. So I'm not saying it's he wasn't ill or he was ill. I'm just saying I'm not sure what's happening.
Something feels off, and Joseph Parker isn't the only one raising eyebrows. One moment, his opponent is putting on a show at the public workout, looking sharp and ready. The next, he's out of the fight. No detailed explanation, no official medical reports, just vague mentions of an illness. Then, almost instantly, he's back in the mix, calling out new opponents while Parker is still in the ring. It's too convenient, too perfectly timed. Was this really an unfortunate setback, or a calculated move to dodge a high-risk fight? The silence surrounding the situation only fuels the suspicion. In a sport where backroom deals and strategic maneuvering are common, this doesn't feel like bad luck. It feels like something bigger. Was Parker robbed of a fair fight, or was this outcome set in motion long before fight night?
Well, we haven't heard anything back yet. So, and they're talking about Dubois and Usyk having a fight. So there's a possibility that it could be they're trying to line that fight up. Was he sick? I have no idea, and I don't want to go into it because I might say something wrong, or I might say something that he probably was sick, probably wasn't sick. I'm just not sure,
Sure. Joseph Parker is still in the dark, with no clear answers about what really happened. While talk of a Dubois versus Usyk fight is already picking up steam, Parker is left wondering if this was the plan all along. Sudden shift in direction raises eyebrows. Was Dubois truly unwell, or was this a strategic move to bypass a dangerous fight? Parker isn't making accusations, but the lack of transparency is unsettling. If Dubois was genuinely sick, where is the official medical confirmation? And if he wasn't, why did the opportunity for a bigger fight open up so conveniently? Parker knows how the boxing world works. He's seen how behind-the-scenes deals shape careers, and this situation doesn't sit right. Was this just bad luck, or was Parker deliberately pushed aside for business interests?
No, you're right. It does feel like that way. It feels like we're so closely fighting for a title, then all of a sudden he got sick, and now they're lining up this big fight with Usyk and Dubois. And I'm not sure what we need to do in order to lock in a championship of the world fight. I think we've done everything asked of, and hopefully we can lock it in soon. Like, I would love the opportunity just to test myself against Usyk. Usyk is a great fighter, and I'd love to see what I'm capable of doing against someone like that.
Joseph Parker can't shake the feeling that something isn't right. He was on the verge of securing a world title shot, only for Dubois to suddenly pull out due to illness. Now, as if by design, Dubois is being lined up for a massive fight with Usyk, leaving Parker sidelined once again. Timing feels suspicious, and Parker is left wondering what more he has to do to finally get his shot. He has stepped up, taken on every challenge, and done everything asked of him, yet the big fights keep slipping away. He isn't calling foul play outright, but the lack of clarity makes it impossible to ignore the politics at play. All he wants is a chance to test himself against the best, to stand across from a fighter like Usyk and prove he belongs at the top. But will boxing give him that opportunity, or will he once again be forced to watch from the sidelines? Let us know what you think in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more boxing updates.
Is he okay at the moment?
Yeah, Daniel's fair enough. He had a fever, and the two doctors examined him and said on their recommendation, we pulled him out of the fight. When a doctor says to you, we don't recommend that you go ahead with it, we'll be foolish and macho to then go forward. And for what? For what reason? No, we're not into the macho business. We have to protect the fighter, the kid, and he's getting his career's highest purse. We ignored all that and make sure he's all right. His health comes first.
Daniel Dubois' trainer stands firm, shutting down any speculation about his fighter's withdrawal. He insists that after being examined by two doctors, the decision was clear: fighting would have been dangerous. Ignoring medical advice just to appear tough would have been reckless and unnecessary. Protecting Dubois was the only logical choice, especially since the heavyweight was set to earn the biggest payday of his career. Despite this explanation, the timing has raised eyebrows. Some wonder if this was truly about Dubois' health or if there were other factors at play. With talk of a potential fight against Usyk now gaining momentum, suspicions are growing. Was Dubois genuinely unwell, or was this a strategic move to set up a bigger fight? The situation has left fans questioning the real motives behind the decision, fueling even more debate about what's really happening behind the scenes.
Why should it be Dubois Withdrawal? Why don't they step up and let him fight? But listen, I don't pay the money. It's not my, it's if they want that. But I don't like that. I think it's wrong. I think Joe should be given his. He'll get a fight. He'll get a fight.
Spencer Brown is furious, and he's not hiding it. He sees the game being played behind the scenes, and it's nothing short of disgraceful. Joseph Parker has done everything required, beaten top opponents, dominated in the ring, and proven himself at the highest level. Yet, instead of getting the fight he deserves, he's being shoved aside while boxing's power players push their own narratives. Where are the so-called elite fighters? Why are they avoiding Parker? Brown knows the answer: politics, greed, and manipulation. The sport is being controlled by those who care more about protecting certain fighters than allowing true competition. He refuses to believe Parker will be denied forever, but the question remains: will boxing finally do what's right, or will another deserving fighter be robbed of his moment because of backroom deals and shady decision-making? Fans are watching, and they won't be fooled by the politics forever.
Joseph Parker in the immediate aftermath called out Oleksandr Usyk, and for me personally, if ever there was a guy who deserves a world title shot, if ever there was a guy who deserved a crack at Oleksandr Usyk, even though Daniel Dubois is a champion, for me, it's got to be Joseph Parker.
Joseph Parker has done more than enough to demand a shot at the world title. Fresh off a dominant win, he's made it clear that Oleksandr Usyk is the challenge he's ready to face. Who else deserves that opportunity more? Parker dismantled Martin Bakole, a fighter most heavyweights avoid, and he did it with ruthless precision. Yet, despite consistently beating top contenders, boxing's shady politics are once again pushing other names forward. Daniel Dubois might hold a belt, but when it comes to proving himself against elite competition, Parker's record speaks louder. The question now is whether the sport will finally reward merit or let backroom deals dictate the future. If boxing still values fairness, Parker's shot should be next, no arguments. But with Usyk's masterful footwork and technical brilliance, does Parker genuinely have what it takes to dethrone the champ, or will this be a harsh reminder that politics always win in boxing?
Andy Lee says Usyk. He also says Dubois. I know you're in the conversation of Dubois Usyk. What do you do with your
There's
partner?
lots of things there to be done, and we will do them. I mean, there's no doubt about that. There's lots of. Sorry, I can't hear it. There's lots of things that we can look at, lots of permutations, and we'll get there at the end of the day with a really good fight for Joe. I mean, he's on the Queensbury team, and we'll make sure we deliver for him.
Frank Warren was quick to address the buzz around Oleksandr Usyk, making it clear he's fully committed to delivering the biggest fights possible. He didn't hold back, emphasizing that Usyk has plenty of options on the table, and no matter what, a major showdown is coming. Warren knows exactly how to navigate the politics of the sport, and he's determined to ensure Usyk gets the kind of fight that cements his legacy. With Queensbury Promotions behind him, Warren is focused on making the right moves at the right time. It's all about strategy, negotiations, and securing the matchups that truly matter. One thing is certain: the heavyweight division is on the verge of another blockbuster moment, and Warren is working behind the scenes to make sure Usyk remains at the center of it all.
I told you what I felt about him, and I felt that Martin, who very bravely took the fight at short notice, obviously got well paid, but it was Joe's night, and Joe took the fight and that opportunity in style and delivered in the big way.
Frank Warren didn't hesitate to acknowledge Joseph Parker's dominance in the ring. While Martin Bakole showed heart by stepping in on short notice, this night belonged to Parker, and he made sure everyone knew it. He didn't just win, he put on a masterclass, breaking down his opponent with precision and power. Parker's performance wasn't just impressive, it was a direct warning to the entire heavyweight division. Warren, having seen it firsthand, knows Parker isn't just another contender, he's a legitimate threat to any title holder. With a statement victory like this, Parker has forced his name into the world title conversation. NOW, the big question remains, will he finally get the shot he's earned, or will boxing politics once again block his path to the top?
Joseph Parker now, we don't know if he's going to have that fight with Daniel Dubois, if Dubois goes into an Usyk rematch next. What do you want to see?
I want to see that fight. I think it's going to be a great fight.
Parker Dubois?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a great fight.
Who you got?
Who do I got? The best man. But right now, Daniel Dubois is the top man right now. He's the man that's holding the belt. So Parker has to come good. And Parker has the ability to...
Lennox Lewis is keeping a close watch on Joseph Parker's rise, especially after his latest dominant win. The heavyweight division is in flux, with questions swirling about whether Parker will face Daniel Dubois next, or if Dubois will go straight into a rematch with Oleksandr Usyk. The uncertainty has everyone on edge, but Lewis sees one matchup that could truly shake up the division: Parker versus Dubois. Lewis believes this fight has all the ingredients for a heavyweight classic. While he acknowledges that Dubois currently holds the belt, he isn't counting Parker out. The former champ sees Parker's skill set, experience, and ring IQ as serious weapons that could lead to an upset. However, he also knows that the heavyweight division is ruthless, and Parker will need to be at his absolute best. Whether it's Dubois or Usyk next, one thing is clear: Parker's journey is far from over, and the heavyweight division is only getting more intense.
It's kind of what we expected. Of course, there was always the what-if factor, but you brought someone, 20 hours on a plane from Africa, didn't land until 3 a.m. today and barely got any sleep. Of course, there's a chance that that's going to happen.
Lawrence Okolie wasn't surprised by the fight's outcome, but he didn't ignore the uphill battle his opponent faced. He highlighted the grueling travel schedule: 20 hours on a plane from Africa, arriving in the early hours with little to no rest. That kind of exhaustion is a game changer, and Okolie acknowledged that it likely played a massive role in how things unfolded. Still, he didn't completely dismiss the result. He knows boxing is unpredictable, and that preparation and timing are everything. On this night, the odds were stacked against his opponent, and it showed. In a sport where even the smallest margins make a difference, these factors couldn't be ignored. If you're enjoying this breakdown, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more in-depth boxing analysis and updates.